what is dynamic typing, what is statements and syntaxes, how the assignments we can use in Python, and different expressions, statements, loops, iterations, and comprehensions. These are all things we need to complete today class, because for the first mid we need to complete 2.5 units. Okay, so actually this is very simple concepts. After completing this, we will enter into the functions also. Okay, so in the last class we already discussed about up to list and tuple, and further continuation in the last class, dictionaries are there. So we will again go in deep about dictionaries also. So dictionary is a separate data type supported by the Python. So it's like a key value page. It contains completely key value page. Before entering to the dynamic typing, just 2 minutes, I will complete the dictionary concept. Dictionary is another type. Actually, we already seen, for example, my list is equal to square bracket. If anything started with square bracket, it is nothing but list. We already previous classes, we understand this. Okay, so like this, if any might is equal to, for example, parenthesis is nothing but tuple. Actually, both are same. List can be editable. Tuple cannot be editable. List is nothing but we can change any position value. We already gone through this list. We have positive index, negative index, all the things we covered in the previous class. The tuple is exactly like list. What the list can do, everything can do by the tuple also. But the tuple did not, is nothing but it is not mutable, immutable. The values are cannot be changed once it is assigned. This is the difference between list and tuple. If you know the list, you already know the tuple also. But list, for example, my list of in the 0th position already have 1. Can I change to 23? It is possible in the list. Actually, in the 0th location, 1 value is there. You can change it to 23. But in tuple, in 0th location, already 2 is there. Okay, if you try to change 34, it is not allowed. It is not allowed. So this is the difference between list and tuple. Okay. Again, we will use all these things continuously. Don't worry. The next one is dictionary. Dictionary is nothing but a simply yesterday class in the lab session we understand, try to JSON format like a key and a value. So key value page. Dictionary is nothing but key value page. The dictionary is nothing but completely key value page. Keys are separate list and values are separate list. We can work. For example, I am creating a simple dictionary. D is equal to curling bracket. Curling bracket is nothing but we need to understand it is a dictionary. The curling bracket represents dictionary. For example, I want to store name is a key and value is, for example, Rama, comma. It is one key value pair. For example, I want to store age, colon 23. It is another key value pair. So if the value is string, then only we will keep the double quotes. Otherwise, we will directly mention. Mocks is another key, colon 234.54. So like this, it is a key. It is a value. It is a key. It is a value. It is a key. It is a value. So dictionary is nothing but simply like a JSON format. JS or JavaScript object notation. Similar way, it is a key, it is a value. It is the main important thing in Python. Okay, dictionary is nothing but key value page. If you run this, it will execute and we can use. So we can access very easily with the by supplying the key value. By supplying the key value. For example, the dictionary name is D. I want to access the name, then I need to supply key name, D of key name. So it will print Rama. So key name, if I provided, it will give the value 23. If I provided mocks, then it provided the value. It is the accessing of the dictionary. So dictionary is very simple concept. It contains key, value, key, value, key, value. This is the main thing you need to understand from the dictionary. So, and another most important thing is the same curling bracket, for example, my unique values is equal to, I can use curling brackets. For example, I can use like this also. So basically we will think this is a list. No, I use a curling brackets. Simply it is nothing but sets. The most important thing in the sets, the duplicate values are not allowed. General like in mathematics sets. Now, if you try to print the sets, it will print only unique values. 1 is repeated 3 times, but it taken only 1 time. 2 is repeated 3 times, but it taken only 1 time. 3, 4, 5 like this. Means the same curling bracket I'm using for creating the dictionary. Same curling bracket I am using for creating the dictionary, and same curling bracket I am using for the creation of sets. So Python have the different values, like name is equal to, for example, Swarnandra. It is a string. So age equal to 23. Actually, it is a number. Okay. So marks is equal to 34.5. It is also number, but decimal number is nothing but float. Like this, arrays, collection of items we can store. It is, for example, data I am taking. Square brackets I will use. You can store anything 1 to 34. You can use 45.3. So list is nothing but collection of all types of data. Like Rama, I can use another list is inside 1, 2, 3. I can use a tuple also 3, 4, 5 like this. So I can use inside some other thing also. So list is a collection of data. List is nothing but it is created with square bracket and it is a collection of data. So similarly, another variable, my data is equal to parenthesis. If anything written inside the parenthesis, it is nothing but tuple. The same thing we can do what we are storing inside the list. The same thing we can use in tuple also, but only one difference. The tuples are not editable, immutable. No one can change values. For example, I cannot change this. I cannot change this. Just by passing the index, I can print the values. That's all. By passing the values, I can print the values. My dict is a dictionary. So dictionary is nothing but it contains key value pairs like name 23. So if we have a doubt in the key position, I can use a number. Yes, you can use 45 as Swarnandra. Means now in the key position, instead of a string, you used a number. It is also possible in the dictionary. So it is a dictionary. My set. Here also I am using curling bracket 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. But when you want to print the set output, it will want to print unique values. So basically, these are the different data types supported in Python. So this is the important thing we need to understand in the Python. It supports strings and it supports other things also. Status is equal to true or false. Boolean values also allowed. And in the previous classes we seen complex values. My complex value equal to 3 plus 4j. So like this also we can use complex values, and it supports binary data also. We already seen all these things. So but here what we are going to understand, what is dynamic typing? What is dynamic typing? The important concept we need to understand from this, when you are working with the Python, when you are assigning the value, you are not telling the name is a string type, the age is an integer type, marks is a float type, status is a Boolean type, myc is a complex type, data is a list type, my data is a tuple type, my dictionary is a dictionary type, my set is a set type. We are not in clearly mentioning when creating time, we are not giving anything. This is the difference between basic C, Python, basic C language, Java language, and the Python language. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that in C language, for example, if you want to declare any variable, you must write int some x equal to 23. So it is nothing but here in the declaration time itself and assignment time itself, we are telling that x is integer type. In the throughout the program, x can store only 23. Is nothing but only integer type it can store. The float y equal to 3.4 f is nothing but the y can store only decimal values. Like if Java. So in Java, Boolean, some status is equal to true or false, you can write. So nothing but it is when the declaration and using time, you are telling specific type variable. But in Python, no need to tell anything, directly based on the value. The name is a string based on the value is. So what is the difference for this? Okay, so just we understand print of age. So it is 23. Okay, same variable in the same variable. So it's showing integer type. Age is a variable. It is an integer type. It is telling. Okay. Now, just same variable I am using Rama. Initially, it is used same variables to store the integer number, and it is telling integer type. Now, same variable I am storing string. Now, if I asked, it will tell it is a string. Means the variables don't have fixed type. Throughout the program, you can change the variable type from one to another. The variable type is identified based on the value, not fixed type variables are not available in Python. Python data types you must know by the value only. So simply the value is 34.5. That's why marks is a float. The value is true. That's why it is a Boolean. The value is a complex number. That's why it's a complex type. It is started, the created with square brackets. It represents a list. That's why data is a list type. It started with parentheses. So that's why it is a tuple. It started with a curling bracket and which contains key value pairs. That's why it is a dictionary. It is started with curling brackets and it contains some values, numbers of same type. Then it is nothing but set. So based on the values, variable type is identified. It is nothing but dynamic typing. Dynamic typing is nothing but there is Python don't have any fixed data type. You must change the values. Based on the changed value, variable type is identified. This point is clear to everyone. This point is clear to everyone. My voice is audible.
Yes, sir.
These points are
Yes,
clear. Now what we
yes,
discussed,
sir.
dynamic typing is understand by everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes,
I'm
sir.
continuing. Okay, I'm continuing to the next topic of statements and syntaxes. The first one, the statement. Anything is a statement. Anything is a, in Python, if you write a single line. So statements are nothing but it is written in Python and executes in the Python. For example, A equal to 23, B equal to 34, then Z equal to A plus B. Then it is nothing but a statement. Every line is a statement. Every line is a statement. Print of Z. So it contains multiple statements. So each line in the Python program is nothing but a statement. And what we need to understand in the statements, and we need to understand about statements and syntaxes. In general, we have, for example, in C language, we have the only one facility you can store x equal to 23. The variable name equal to value, that's all. But Python is completely different. So it is simple assignment. Every language supports simple assignment. Simple assignment. Every language supports this. But the Python supports multiple assignment. Multiple assignment. What is a multiple assignment? At a time, I can assign multiple values in single line. For example, I want to assign I comma j comma k is equal to 2 comma 4 comma 7. It supports by Python. It's nothing but 2 is stored in I, 4 is stored in j, and 7 is stored in k. It is nothing but the multiple assignment like this name comma age comma marks. The three variables are there. You can store like this Rama comma age 23 comma marks 34.5. It is nothing but multiple assignment. The name holds Rama, age holds 23, marks holds 34.5. So it is supported by the Python. It's a multiple assignment. It is also statements in the Python. And same value to the multiple variables. It is also supports by Python. Same value to multiple variables. So nothing but A comma B comma C is equal to 345. So nothing but sorry A equal to B equal to C is nothing but A also holds 345, B also holds 345, C also holds 345. Same value to the multiple variables. It is also comes under assignment statements. These are all different assignment statements. So Python supports, these are all types of assignment statements. So print of x, you can print the x value. Here you can print marks, comma, age, comma, name, comma, age, comma, marks. So it's supported by Python. So you can use name, comma, age, comma, marks. It will print the different values. Similarly, you can print the values of a comma b comma c comma a comma b comma c. So here 23, here name is nothing but Rama, age is nothing but 23, marks is nothing but 34.5. Here ABC values are same. That's why all ABC displayed 345 only. So it is comes under assignment statements. It is comes under assignment statements. So what is expression? So any Python statement contain expressions. What is expression? P equal to 23, n equal to 2, r equal to 2. For example, this is, I want to calculate I equal to p into n into r by 100. It is also nothing but an expression. Okay, not x equal to 345. It is also an expression. Actually, expression means every line is an expression. So z equal to a plus b. It is also an expression. So what is the main concept of the expression? The right side part is evaluated and stored in the left side variable. Now that 345 assigned to x, a plus b is evaluated and stored in z. PNR by 100 is evaluated and stored in I. Is nothing but these are all nothing but expressions which contains any simple operator operands. Simply expression is nothing but combination of operators and operands. Okay, this is nothing but expression. Expression is nothing but the combination of operators and operands. It is nothing but simply expressions. So this is very important. And control flow statements. The control flow statements, by using these are nothing but these are also statements. Control flow statements. So what is a control flow? So by taking any decision, by using, based on the decision, we can flow of the program we can change. For example, n value equal to 24. If it is an even number, it need to print even. If it is an even number, it need to print even. Okay, otherwise it need to print odd. The value can be taken from the keyboard, then int of input, enter any number. So now you can receive any number and convert into integer, store into n. Now n contain any number. I don't know whether it may be a even number or odd number. I want to take a decision n percentile 2 is equal to 0. Then I want to flow change. So n percentile 2 divided and remainder is equal to 0. Then I want to use print even. Else I need to use given number is odd. So by using this, I can change the flow. For example, if I given 24, so it is displayed even number. If I given 13, so it is given odd. Actually, all the statements are available in the program, but based on some value or condition, the control is changed. Either printing this line, either printing this line. So like this flow of the control will be changed. These are all nothing but conditional statements. So if we already very clearly aware about if condition, if condition, it is the condition returns true, it will print this. If the condition returns false, it will print this. We are already aware about if condition. Previously, we already known if else if is also supported by the Python. If else if also supported by the Python. For example, I am entering a mocks is equal to int of input, enter mocks. So I'm taking the mocks from the keyboard. I'm writing the different conditions. If marks greater than or equal to 90, the condition true, then printing grade A. So student is passed with a grade A. So else if the condition is not true, then I will else if. But in Python, it is denoted with ELIF. Else if is nothing but simply we will write elif. We will write elif. Now I can write mocks less than 90. Okay, marks less than 90 and marks greater than or equal to 45. So I'm writing two conditions below 90 and above 45. Print. So these are my own grades. Okay, so else otherwise print grade F. So in this case, I used if condition, elif, else. So the Python supports else if. The Python supports else if. Okay, so I'm giving 34. So it need to print grade file. If I'm giving 67, it print grade B. If I'm giving 92 or 93, it will print grade A. So like this, I can use the if, else, if. So simple if condition, it supports. If else is also supported by the Python. But only the difference is elif. You must remember, we will not write the complete else if. We will write elif. This is very important. And next one, these are also statements, loops statements. So loops statements. So loops is also used in Python. Basically, we are very clearly aware about for loop. It contains initial, value, semicolon, condition, semicolon, increment or decrement. It is the basic for loop in C language and Java. But Python does not support this type of for loop. In Python, the for will be used in different way. Okay, the for purpose is different. Previous class I already discussed about range, start, stop, up to. increment or decrement, stop up to start, stop, and increment or decrement. Along with, for example, I want to use for X in range of, I want to print from 1 to 10. Then I need to use 11 by increment by 1. So by 1 means no need to give actually. It will work. Print of X. It will print 1 to 10. 1 to 10. So 1 is the start value and 11 is up to. 11 is up to. So it is very clear. If you want to print side by side, in the print we have already we discussed end equal to. I'm giving space, then it will print side by side. So it is nothing but simple range contain start top. Stop is nothing but up to on matter, and step means increment by 1 or 2 or something. Okay. Sir, I want to print 10 to 1. I want to print 10 to 1. I want to print 10 to 1. Then, sir, how to use the for loop? For X in range. So starting value is 10. Starting value is 10. I want to print up to 1. That's why I'm giving 0. And decrement value is -1. The decrement value is -1. I'm trying to print X, comma, end equal to, I'm giving the space, for example, to print side by side. So then it is printing 10 to 1. So reverse. So by like this, I can use forward step increment and it is decrement. The same step I am using for, it is also used like this also. 1 you can give. So 1 plus 1 is increment, -1 is decrement. You must remember when the increment starting value must be less and stop value must be high. In the decrement, starting value must be high and stop value must be low. So you must remember in the range. And additionally, the for used in different ways. For is used to iterate list or tuple. List or tuple also. How? For example, I have some LST is equal to, I have some list 1, 3, 56.7 something. This is my list. Rama. This is my list. I want to iterate the list. So for item means it's a variable. You can give any name. You can give X, you can give Y, you can use any name, item in LST, print of item, comma, end equal to space. End equal to space I am giving to print side by side, that's all. So now it is iterated. So the list values LST contains 23. It is first printed 23. So LST, the for is used to iterate the list. Similar way. So instead of list, I can use TP, tuple. It started with parenthesis and ended with parenthesis. Same program. I did not change anything. Only the tuple TP, the TP. So simply it prints same. What the list can do, maximum the tuple can do everything. Only one difference. List items are editable. Tuple items are not editable. This is the only difference between list and tuple. And another thing, for example, the same for use it to iterate string also. College name is equal to Swarnandhra College of engineering on, I think I started the recording or not. So engineering and technology. This is my string. This is my string. And for I'm using to iterate letter by letter. That's why I'm using L. You can give any name. You can give L. You can use letter. You can use alphabet. You can give any name. This the variable name is your choice. L in college name. So it will take letter by letter from the string, and you can print L comma end equal to. I am using space. So for each letter, it will give the space. If you don't like this, you can use comma also. For letter by letter, it will iterate. For every letter after, it will place comma. For every letter after, it will place comma. So it is used for iterate the string also. It will use it to iterate the string also. So up to here, clear. Everyone is understand what I'm trying to tell. These are all very clear. అర్థమవుతుందా ఇది ఎంతవరకు ఇప్పుడు ఏం చెప్పాను నేను జస్ట్ బేసిక్
సార్
అర్థమవుతుందా ఓకేనా
అర్థమవుతుంది
సార్ అర్థమైంది
okay so the same detail we can use it means these are all statements only different types of statements looping statements conditional statements like this for example if I want to print a triangle if I want to print a number triangle for example everybody aware about that number triangle. Okay.
No, sir.
Then we use two or more for loops. Two or more for loops. By using that, I want to print 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. So 1 like this, I want to print 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you want to print like this, if you want to print like this, so if you want to print like this, so number triangle, for example, I want to use what is the length of the number triangle. So I'm taking n from the keyboard, int of input, enter any number. So take very less number to proper representation. So for loop for ij, I am taking two values, I in range of, for example, I'm taking 1, n for example 4, but range will print up to 3 only. That's why I'm using n plus 1. Or you understand? The range function start value, no problem. Stop value is not 4 if I given, it will print up to 3 only. So it will up to 4 is nothing but it will print up to 3 only. That's why I'm using n plus 1. So 1 by 1 increment. And I value I will use inner for loop. I value I will use in inner for loop. Sorry, నాకు కూడా C language వచ్చేస్తుంది. For j in range of, it will start from 1 but ends with I plus 1. Ends with I plus 1. Now print of j and end with space. And once the line is completed, then we need to print an empty print. Then empty print off I need to use for the new line purpose. If I given 10, so it is printed number triangle. So what I am doing here actually, understand the first for loop starts with 1 and ends with 10 plus 1 is nothing but 11. and ultimately it will print up to 10. So first for loop starts with 1 and ends with 10. The second for loop, first time I value 1, it will take 1. That's why it is printed 1. So second, this for loop is printing these lines actually. Okay, so iteration I value incremented, then again it will print up to 1, 2. I value incremented, it will print up to 1, 2, 3. J value started from 1 and end with I value. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this, the number triangle you can print. So these are things are used in for loop. So most widely for is used to print like this. The for using is different compared with the C language. For most widely used with range. For most widely used with range. And for can be used with iteration of list. For can be used with iteration of tuple. For can be used with iteration of string. And for can be used with inner for loops. Nothing but a for loop can hold another for loop. It is an example of nested for. Nested for. One for contains another for. It is nothing but nested for. If one, it is clear. It is example for nested for. So I want to print initial value, condition, increment or decrement like C and Java style. For that purpose, they given while loop. For that purpose, they given a while loop. By using the while loop, you can do the same thing. So by using the while loop have initial value like x equal to 1 is nothing but initial value, and while x less than or equal to 10 is a condition. So print of x comma and equal to, I'm giving space, and increment or decrement x plus plus or x plus equal to something. It is nothing but while loop. It is nothing but while loop. So it can be used in different ways. X plus equal to 1 based on your convenient. You can use any way. Increment or decrement. So this is basic style of initial value, condition, increment or decrement the while loop can use. If you want to reverse it, then the initial value may be 10, condition value greater than or equal to 1, greater than or equal to 1. And here I need to use decrement x minus. So 10 to 1 it will be printed. The initial value is 10 and reversed the data. The same thing we can write. And another one is continue break. This is most widely used in while loops or any way we can use. We need to check. For example, if x equal to 5, break. If x equal to 5, break. So what is the concept of break? Actually, it need to iterate 10 times. It need to iterate 10 times. But whenever x reaches to 5, I want to break the loop. I want to break the loop. Conditionally, I want to break the loop. I want to break the loop. Conditionally, I want to break the loop. So then whenever x reaches 5, automatically break. Means actually the while loop need to run 10 times, but I given manually the break loops is break and it will print up to 4 and remaining iterations are stopped. It is one way and another one is continue. Actually, it is nothing but break. So how to use continue? What is a continue? Conditionally skip, not break. What is the purpose of this? Skip. Maybe in your school days, maybe you remember that afternoon continuation. Actually, everyone think that continuation is nothing but afternoon holiday. No, the actual meaning of continuation is nothing but the lunch break is skipped and afternoon classes are continued in the lunch break and afternoon session will be they're giving some holiday like that. The continuation is nothing but they're skipping something and doing the remaining work. So here also same. So it is stuck or something. 1 minute. Sometimes the online session. Oh, x equal to 1 less than or equal to 10, x equal to 5 and continue. See. So continue.